Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. So happy to see you guys. I come on here today. I have an awesome message for all of us, and I think it's going to help. So I decided to do a thing on the thingy, whatever we call that we do here, a program or on universal laws. And as I began to work through these laws, I began to see that, I've been working through universal laws all along. And I was like, oh my God, And so I was a little grateful and startled. But the first place, it started was with the mind, and so I thought, well, we've talked a lot about the mind, a lot about love, a lot about compassion, a lot about having these things for ourselves, which empowers us to have these feelings for others. And so, it's not always easy, and we got to what we're talking about, I guess, here is higher vibrations, feeling better about yourself, feeling better about those around you, following the universal laws. There are 12 of them. They're not very hard to acquire and put into action with intention, but they do have tons of results. And so the first law is universal law. The first one is divine oneness. And what that means is, and we hear it all the time, we're connected in the collective. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Anyway, we're all connected into the collective. And this is a part of the oneness. And the more of us who begin to follow the universal laws, the more we can change the world. And it's pretty amazing. I don't know what's going on here with my camera. So it has decided to not, maybe there's something on it. Anyway, with the universal laws, divine oneness, what does that mean? We, divine oneness is do unto others as you would have done to you. That is the very phrase that goes with that. And so everything that we think and feel about others will come back onto us, even if we think and feel these things about ourselves as well. Your mind is like a powerhouse connected to the universe. You came here to have a certain existence, and finding that is learning how to work with the laws of the universe. Divine oneness. We're all one. We have to watch what we think, how we feel, and what's going on. She's in the cat house.
Oh, I didn't know where Aura was.
Yeah, he was looking for Aura. She sleeps in the cat house. Anyway, so the divine oneness is to treat others as you want to be treated, right? And it's not always easy, is it? And this is where the sacredness of knowing your space, setting up your boundaries, and keeping yourself clear of those until you have accomplished what you need to accomplish to make life better, right? It's not always easy. So, but today, I pulled these two sacred cards. They come out together, the vow and the threshold. Put you, the vow would be, for me, my vow, I devoted myself to God. And I'm beginning to think that God and the universe are one mind. Yeah, it's amazing. And that one mind is in our mind too. So we are here experiencing life as we see it. So we must see things in a different way. And as we rearrange the way we think, our world around us begins to rearrange. And according to what I was hearing this morning, the whole world begins to change. And we have seen that in the collective as we have grown, over the last few years. More and more good things are beginning to appear, and more people. My hair is really weird this morning. Anyway, and more people are beginning to turn towards the universal laws, which is God, the power of Creator Source. We all come from one source. And if we all come from one source, that's how we are all connected. Every living thing on this planet. If one thing gets hurt, everything takes it, And so the more of us who are opening our heart and working towards our best intent that we can imagine for ourselves, helps others to do that as well. And I guess we could say whatever vows we take, especially blood vows, it says. I'm going to read this. If you give a blood vow, the universe and the whole world hears that. Okay? So, this brings me back, to Jesus and the blood, and to Cain and Abel and the blood. I'm not exactly sure why it takes me there, but it seemed to be a big deal because this book, in the vow, and let me find the vow. That is 54. Okay. The vow, the promise, the oath, the contract. When the vow is spoken, the air shifts. Karmic ties are formed and destiny tilts on its axis. Our words and intentions have immense power. There is a reason that great mythic stories of our past often include the reiteration of oaths and the mixing of drops of blood as a mark of union. The tricky part is that reciting the vow, no matter how casually, activates the eternal and unseen forces of the world. The ancestors bear witness. The laws of nature respond. These promises cannot be unsaid or forgotten. So breaking them can leave lingering complexities and loose ends. This card calls us to acknowledge the vow we are living by, consciously or unconsciously, and either recommit to it or create a ritual that signifies its closure. You've been underestimating the power of your promises. Now, if you're in the light, if you see things clearly, you're bearing witness to the shift toward destiny, that you've been making your intentions and you're moving in a certain way. You are creating destiny, not fate. You're not allowing the fate to take you to wherever you just happen to end up. And the laws of the universe can help you to redirect your destiny or intentions or fate or however you live by. I live through destiny. I'm making my choices now for my life later, so that would be destiny. But if you're not making choices, that means you're living through fate. Now, active practice, such as the laws of the universe and divine oneness, to have compassion for others, it starts there. If you see something, pick it up and put it where it belongs, even if you're in someone's house. We never take from anyone. We try to be polite and listen to others so that we can respond in like manner. If the law of oneness is we are all connected. And once we learn to love ourselves, that will expand outward into other realms and places. And so it's very important. Now the vow come up, and like I said, I instantly thought of Jesus and the blood vows that were made in his name, whether he made them or not, or whether that was his intention or not. Blood vows are really a horrendous thing to make. It means you've pulled, I don't know, but we are on the threshold of a change in our universe, even in the way people are thinking now, right? We're rising up through the quantum fields. This has everything to do about psychic laws, and that's the quantum field is where God is. That's why they can't figure out what the heck is going on. We are on the threshold. We're on the threshold of changing this world radically, and we're not very far from it. We're not very far from it. The more who follow the universal laws, the more balance comes into this world, and the more it shifts towards its natural state, to where we are not separated, we are all connected. And if one does without, everyone does without, And again, this is going to bring us back to homelessness. A lot of people ain't hungry, but being homeless is one of the most difficult existences, because we naturally want a shelter, especially at night in our most vulnerable time when we sleep. So if you can imagine, just being left out and not even being able to put up a tent unless you leave town. But town is where you've got to survive. Town is where your food is. Town is where the bathroom is. Town is where everything is. So it's hard to live in the woods. We don't teach our children to hunt and take care of themselves through nature anymore. And that's a shame. My kids know how to do that. I spent their whole life teaching them about berries and, the things that you can eat and how to survive. But if the world came to an end, which it's not going to, everybody should know how to take care of themselves without the luxuries of, being in a home with a refrigerator, a car, to take themselves out to the wilderness and put themselves there for a couple days and just see how it is. It's really a wonderful thing, and it does miracles for your mind. Okay, so the threshold, we know what that is. We're on the threshold of a great breakthrough, and it's happening right before our eyes. It's magical. It's magical. The people are changing. The rich and the authorities are still bucking, but they can't buck for long, because there's no way to get away from the karma that's coming their way. And it is coming. It's already pressing down hard on the people of authority who have all this money and want to even, vote Donald Trump in to take away our freedom. And at this time, that's just too much to laugh at. We're going to be full of abundance. Our world is changing. We're, through our thoughts and our heart and the energy that we carry, are changing it through the laws of the universe. Because when you follow the laws of the universe, it starts spreading. Yeah, it's like a disease, a wonderful disease. 20 years ago, nobody ever said, God bless you. Now everybody says it. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, 20 years ago, I remember thinking, nobody ever says, God bless you. And I started saying, God bless you to everybody. And I still do. So, just the universe bless you. The universe bless you. Okay, let's pull a card today out of the animal deck. We're going to be having some fun here because this is what it's all about. Your mental capacity. I am worthy, is what you say, of all the good things that the universe would love to deliver me. I empty myself to become a vessel that can be filled by good. I meditate 5 minutes a day so I can allow God's Spirit to enter my body. I stretch and do yoga so that I take care of the vessel that God allotted me, to keep it as long as possible, to do my pre-planned destiny that I have on this planet, of which I even remember being in the spirit world. This was a dream that I had at night, okay? A dream, and I was sitting in a box in the middle of the universe, but there was no walls, but it was a box because I had my little table and a lamp, but I could see the stars on all 4 sides, and even it was like a glass box, okay? And I had this book that I was reading, right? And I knew that there was something that I was supposed to do. Now I'm going to tell you something freaky. And I was only 17 years old when I had this dream. I had no idea about any mythologies or legends of Egypt or anything like that. I didn't even know the word. I didn't even know what Egypt meant at 17, okay? I mean, I'm just going to be serious. That's how dim my life was. Anyway, that's not the thing here. The thing is as I was sitting there reading this contract, right, in my chair with my little lamp and my box on the side, something burst in through the door, a mummy, okay, and it was walking like towards me, and in my dream I got terrified and jumped up and ran, and I was hiding somewhere in the darkness, and God said to me, there's an axe under your chair, use that axe and chop it up. Now I'm not sure that that was God or fear now at this moment in time, but anyway, I took the axe and I chopped up the mummy, and then I took the parts and pieces of the mummy and planted them all around the world, in every continent, in every space, like here in America, or like China, or like Asia. You know, I don't know the definitions or how to, you know, where all the little places are and what they're called, the continents. I'm sorry. But anyway, in 7 of the 8 of continents, 7 places, I don't know, but I planted these pieces. Then I run back and I grab my box and lamp, and there was a bag under the chair that was full of seeds, and I grabbed that too. And then I jumped out of the box, and I think that's when I came back to be born again. I remember being on an ocean, right, with a little raft and the waves. I knew that that was me crossing across the universe, but that was also the emotions that I was going to have to deal with while I was on my way and getting into this world. I felt like I was a particle. And, you know, God says in the book of the Bible, the one that I know the best is, my people are particular. Particles and particular are very, very close together, and they're all through the universe, the particles. I think these are our spirits, that little thing that, you know, goes out of our body and then goes and finds somewhere to stay and write their next part in life that they plan on living. And that's what this is all about, because that was what I was studying, is to come back and live the life that I had planned out, which was to ultimately find joy and happiness and peace, and do my best while I was here to help others understand how God, the universe, the mind of creation works. And with that, now we're going to pull an animal card. And if you're still here with me, please like, share, subscribe. And we are working based off the law of the law of one, which is we are all one particle that is just came from the one who created us. And we are created in images of, maybe the dream. Speaking of the dream, I have another tale to tell, but it's not for this story, okay? Yeah, for contentment and healing, to be happy with yourself, because you've done everything you know that's right, and it feels just, and it just makes you feel good when you do the right thing for the right reasons. Basically, that is the law of one. To think of others and do unto others as you would have done to you. When you begin to do that, if you want somebody to love you, love them. If you want somebody to be kind to you, be kind to them. Oh yeah, it's hard sometimes. And for those that don't want to be kind back and reciprocate, or they want to bring in competition instead of, having a reciprocal conversation, we have to separate ourselves from those people. And that's okay too, right? Because we still care and are thoughtful towards them. We just cannot play with them. There are just some people we can't play with because they don't bring out the best in us. But we pray for them. We pray for them always, because when we pray for them, the universe knows this too. Every ounce energy that we put into making the world a better place, God will times it by 10 for you. I say God. I say the universe. I say the mind of creation. However, wherever, this eternal creature resides, that we reside within the creation of this creature, there are absolute laws that will take you to higher vibrations, okay? We got the fox. We know that this is contentment. We know what contentment is. It means that, you can, for me, contentment is just sitting here in a chair, breathing deep, and looking at my puppies, happy that my family, happy about a home. It turns into gratitude, which is another energy that brings about the most highest vibrations. When you are grateful for what you have, God bestows more. The universe will give you more when you are happy with what you have, right? Sometimes it's not easy because life out there is full of commercialism, materialism. Everybody wants to be beautiful. Everybody needs the best necklace. Everybody needs the nails. Everybody needs to look fabulously fake. And some people can really pull it off good too. Myself, it's just a representation of the masks people wear that they try to cover up. That's what I see makeup as. You're what do you need makeup for? You're beautiful. Naturally so. Naturally so. And presenting your true authentic self without shame. We're allowed to age and grow. We're supposed to mature. We're supposed to change. It's not as big a deal as commercialism wants to make it. We need to learn to love ourselves as we are in our natural state. And with that is such contentment. It isn't easy. It wasn't easy for me to love myself, especially after I got, dumped by some men who decided to prefer younger women and affronted me and my age. And you know what? That's when I decided that I am growing naturally and gracefully with the universe. I would never do something like that to anybody. I felt like it was a jab to hit my self-esteem, and that really pissed me off, and decided that no way is anybody going to take my self-esteem. And that's what drove me to learn to love myself. So that great pain that I took of being, tossed to the side for younger girls, more spectacular commercial, fake boobs, fake asses, makeup all over to hide who they really are. I decided right then that is not going to get my goat. In fact, that's going to really piss me off, that you would affront my age, which is a natural thing. Nobody can stop themselves from aging, right? What a backstab. And you know what? That backstab pushed me into loving myself even more. So much so that, I, for the first time in my life, am number one in my life. And I know that how I act and what I say and who and where my intentions go is where my energy goes. I know I've learned a lot. And I also learned that fools, only fools, would think that younger women can provide more for them than the woman they'd been with for several years, 30 years. And now, when I look at this situation, I don't laugh, but, old men out there, you ain't gonna get those young girls. You're running in a fantasy illusion. They don't want your ass. No young woman wants a wrinkled up, limpy old man. So, to all the men out there that's got a good woman, you better stick with her. Because you know what? Her whole world could change just because you done something. And I advise all women all around the world, to love yourself as you are. You are beautiful, and only you can convince yourself of that. All the men in the world can tell you how beautiful you are, and you ain't going to believe it. You gotta know you're beautiful. I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm beautiful now. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I am as good as anybody, and I am agreeable with nature. In other words, I'm 63 years old. Yes, I've got wrinkles. Yes, I'm slowed down. But that don't mean that I still ain't got a spark in me. And will have. And I have decided that love is the ultimate goal of life. And so in healing myself, through I decided to be stubborn. I decided to stand up for me. And I decided to stand up for anybody else who's ever been through this. Like a bear. Yep. Like a bear. And, our life, our goodness is not to be used and abused. We are supposed to put out as much goodness and love as possible, but we are not to be abused. No, not by nobody. Not by our children, not by our husbands, not by our ex-husbands, not by our brothers, and not by our fathers. We are beautiful. And listen, those old men who want to chase the young tails, in the end they get wrecked. They get wrecked. It's an illusion. The young women want the young men their own age. You old men are supposed to stick to your guns and be honorable to your wives. And for those that don't be honorable, then they have to live that life of on honor. Nothing around them is good. Nothing honors them. And that's because the law of one, of treating each other the way you would wish to be treated, is a very big bitch in the end. She's called karma. The laws cannot cheat. They're in the universe. They're the universal laws that God set up to protect those who do good, those who want to do good, those who are agreeable to doing good. God protects. Love. Look at that. See those wings? See her spark? Yeah. The law of one. I love you and you love me, and we do the best we can for each other. The whole world. The whole world. We will get to that place that I dream of, right? We've talked about it, to where the resources of the earth are open to all people, and we all still work, we all still do what we do, but we don't do so much. We can let off because you don't have to pay the rent anymore. Your house is provided. It's just there. I mean, there's so many creative ways to work it out. But love is the ultimate goal, the ultimate thing. So I'm asking you guys to please look up the universal laws. It's so much easier than religion. And they were in the religion. They were in the holy book. Do unto others as they do unto you. That's the first universal law. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But you know what? The universal law of also is, if you do unto others and you do them good, and they do you wrong, they will find justice in the end. Justice always comes because it's set up. That's the first law. Yeah. So stay away from people who try to make trouble for you, right? Think more love. If your mind is all freaked out, you need to take a couple minutes and say, all is well. All is well with me. All is well with all I love. All is well. Here's another couple things I heard too. Sitting still for a couple minutes without, with maybe a little music on like this, with no words, will raise your vibration as well. This is about getting your vibration up higher to where, again, I'm calling it God, but this power that's in the universe that wants to be known to us. But we have to reach higher vibrations. We have to understand that we're loved. We have to understand there's hope. We have to understand that, the more kind and gentle we are with ourselves and others, the more kind and gentle the universe will be with us. This is the ultimate goal. It's about mind over body. Body and mind, right there on the end. Your mind, how are you thinking? Is it positive? Are you thinking, I'm going to be okay? Everything in my life is awesome. I'm very grateful for my home. I'm very grateful for everything that's in my life because it's brought me a lesson. I'm grateful for the hard times I've been through because they taught me so much, especially about manifesting, because I realized that, like I said, I kept thinking I was going to be homeless, and I'll be damned if I didn't get homeless. And so I got stuck in that after being homeless for a while. But then, I was able to start thinking positive again. I was at the point where I thought I'd die an old lady on the street. And that was kind of sad, right? It was hard to overcome that. It was hard because I'd already been homeless for 7 years. And God told me I had to start thinking of a house with a picket fence, that I was going to get that. The Spirit actually told me, please think of this. My ancestors probably told me. And I started trying to think that maybe I would get an opportunity again. Because I done lost, everything several times due to lack of focus and, being with the wrong people who didn't give a shit what happened, or had always had somebody take care of them. Never knew what it was like to tend to their own needs. So, you know, my lessons were hardcore, but I learned. I might not be a quick learner, but I'm a damn deep learner. Yeah, it takes me time to figure it all out because I like process down in the deep depths of what used to be hell, but now I've turned into heaven. My mind, my thoughts, my feelings. I changed myself. That girl died that used to think that she was going to be homeless. Over the last 3 years since I got this house, I now know everything is always going to be okay. Any adversity is a lesson. God's trying to teach me something. It's up to me to step up and look for what I can learn out of it. And that's what we will always do with love. Loving, forgiving, letting bygones be bygones. That took me quite a few months over the last few months to get to that place right there. Let bygones be bygones. You know, it's all superficial. There ain't nothing deep about letting bygones be bygones. There's no way to form a bond to let bygones be bygones because nothing's ever talked about. And if you don't never talk about anything, there's no reason even to have a relationship, right? Right. Love. Love of yourself is more important than the love of anything or anyone. Love of yourself, love of your creator after that. And then the love of all comes in through there. And that's exactly what we want, right? The love of all. The law of one is the love of all. Oh, my ear is ringing. Okay, what else, Holy Spirit, would you like to say to these wonderful, beautiful people who are here with me today? That we're going to look at the positive emotional intellect, understanding your emotions. How do you feel? That's why we need to reflect and we need to look into the mirror. How do you feel? How? Like right now, I feel stimulated, titillated. I feel energetic. I feel very grateful. Of course, I'm listening to my binaural beats. And today, this morning, I didn't watch tarot. I watched The Laws of the Universe on YouTube. You know, I looked up, I got it written down right here. I don't have it right here. I thought I wrote down the name of the program. Just look up Laws of the Universe. Our minds create our world. Use your words wisely. If you're against yourself and you don't love yourself and you feel unworthy of anything good, then sit down and begin to learn to love yourself. Go back all the way to your inner child where the first time you realized you weren't loved, and begin to love the spirit of that little girl. Remember the little girl, little boy, and who he was, and bring him through all these past years where he left, right? As above, so below. What does that mean? That's another law of the universe. That means everything that's in creation, that's creatable, is inside you. Everything in creation that's creatable is inside you. Isn't that amazing? To get excited about it. To use your positive attitude to begin to create your life the way you love it. The way you want it to be. I want to be in the Garden of Eden. I want sweetness. I want love. I want peace. I want goodwill towards, each other. I want to live in a world that is the promised land, full of milk and honey. camaraderie, equality. It's not that hard to believe, imagine, or bring in if we begin to watch our emotional intellect and our mind and body. What are you thinking right now? What are you thinking? Your thoughts create everything around you. I will see those I love. I will see those I love. Universe, bring me home those I love. Universe, I need a home, and then begin to believe it and let the particles and the quantum field work things out the way they need to. Keep your hope, keep your faith. These are all practices. They're virtues. We practice these things. They don't always come easy. But practice makes perfect every single time. Practice. The child. The first thing I thought of is the prayer children say as they lay down. As I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. The Lord is the universe, and the universe loves the hearts that desire to do their best and bring good things to themselves and others. Share if you can. Share. If you don't got money, share your time. If you don't got time, offer a meal. See an old person on the streets or your old people next door. I say old. I'm old. I don't mind that word. What does that word mean? It means I think of myself as like a good old wooden table, right? That one that you've ate dinner off of for 50 years and you can't see to get rid of it. It's beautiful. No matter how dim the shine gets, it's still friggin' beautiful. We are a beautiful creation from the tree of life. From the top of the tree, okay, because as the tree dropped, I'll have to go through another show on that. To me, I see the beginning of creation at the bottom of the tree, and as life evolved, we came off more at the top of the tree, but we are all off the same tree. Us, dogs, tadpoles, reptiles, dragons, whatever it was, we are all kinfolk. All of us, kinfolk. Queen Earth, it's a manifestation of Mother. Look at everything in her hair. Flowers and berries and butterflies, frogs, goats, and look, she's telling you she dreamed it into being. And she would like to see you dream your manifestations into being. Mother Holy Spirit just said that. Give birth to your dreams through believing that they're worthy to be born. Send your energy into those things that you love. Do not give it to negativity. Do not give it to, I can't, I won't, oh, I'm not able. Never say those words. Always say, I can do it. If it comes to your mind, fulfill the promises you make to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, then begin to do it. If you can't, you're like, oh God, then spend 1 minute doing it. 1 minute. That's a start. That's a beginning. Don't you see? That's a beginning to your willpower. I will do it for 1 minute. Ain't nothing going to stop me. I'll do it. And you begin to build your willpower up. And every day, after you've got that 1 minute down, then do it for 2 minutes. That's how I had to start, with exercise even. You know, I'm up to like 20 minutes a day and able to stay exercising constantly. But it took me doing it 1 minute at a time because it friggin' hurt. But I built myself up to doing the things that I want to do. And I did it through sheer willpower. And through that little bit here and a little bit there, I got better and better and better. I'd been homeless for 12 years. I'd come out of a tiny, teeny hotel room, living in a truck, living in a car. You know, it was hard to, you know, get into the healing mode. Self-development. That's what God said. Don't you want to develop yourself? I'm like, develop myself? I don't understand what you're saying. God said, let me show you. Let me take you for a journey. Well, I was like, well, I got nothing else to do. My heart's broken. You know, my old man threw me away for younger girls and made choices that was never going to bring us back together. Heck yeah, God, I choose you. Let's do this. And away we went. And I've been on that journey for 3 years. I should look back at my old videos because they will tell me how much change I've went through. I've never done that, but I might have to do that. I've been doing this for 3 years, last month, I think. Self-development. Yeah. And I realized that God had taken me there. The universe talks to me. The universe shows me things. That God had literally walked me through the laws of the universe without me even knowing what the hell was going on. It's developing yourself into something you can love. Understanding yourself is understanding the universe. Knowing yourself is knowing God. It's a scary journey, but man, is it ever worth it. Yes, all the damn past is going to have to be thrown in the bucket after you review it and go over it and heal from it, and then it goes to the trash bin. Boom. It don't ever come back because you've done reviewed it and healed it. Tell God, the universe, take me through it step by step. I'm willing to learn. And God will take you there. You're probably already there. I'm just now realizing. Anyway, it's all about self, guys. And learning to love yourself like you love God. And loving God as you love yourself. Because you are a little particle of the universe that is having a human experience that wants to know it's fucking fabulous. You want to know that you're fabulous. Not because you got money. Not because you have status. But because you're in alignment with God. And from there, anything is possible. Creating a river of energy that can help change the world. Yeah. You know, I was born in the sewer, but God, over the years, without any kind of education or church or religious experiences, because every time I went to church, they threw me out. They didn't want me there because I talk too much. I live in my male energy. You know, I use my male divine masculine a lot, and men just didn't like that. Well, they better get used to it because life is changing and the men is not the principal anymore. And that's the truth. They proved men has ruled this world for how long, and they have proved that they have no forethought to the future of the children. They're cold, materialistic, and stiff. I'm not talking about every man, but I'm talking about any man that opposes the fact that a mother is better to rule. If they've got to have a damn ruler, put somebody in there that gives a shit about something besides money. Because money can be burned. and God don't give a shit. But you hurt a human, you hurt people, you hurt life, sentient life, things that can feel bad because, you know, you've made life so hard that they can't get a home, so hard that they have in a bathroom. God don't like this shit. And I know that. And we all got to stand up, find our true power, and stand up and change this world. Through peace, even. Just through changing the collective and the way people think. Once truth hits, it can't be, you can't take truth back. Truth lives long and hard. It buries deep and it takes seed. And once truth is exposed, there ain't no hiding it. Okay, guys, one more card. Let's see, what kind of card? Let's pull some Hindu cards, if I can get Hindu out of here. I mixed 2 decks together. It's for your personal transformation. Isn't that something? To turn yourself into a magician. To change the world. Do your manifestations, the way you think, the way you feel. Changing the world. Positive insights. Bringing positive back. Bringing happy back. Bringing joy back. A lot of people are like, what the hell is joy? Right? It's priorities. See? That brings you joy, your priorities. So set your priorities first and bring joy to yourself and splendor and creation. Look at that. Yeah. This one is creation, dreaming the world that you love into existence by using your mind and your creative tools of love and joy, splendor, and your priorities. Set your priorities. You know, you can set it to where one law at a time. Just look up universal laws. We'll be talking more about this because I'm really excited about it. And to know that I was doing these things through the spiritual because God was talking to me. I had no idea about this stuff. Remember, I only went to the 6th grade. Everything else I had to teach myself. So I'm like a little behind on everything. Okay. Well, I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, sitting quietly for a few minutes raises your vibration. All is well. You think to yourself and you tell yourself, recharge your mind, reprogram yourself. All is well. And with that being said, I love you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.